The first round of the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Riesenbeck has now come to a close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 riders have made it into this afternoon's jump-off. The first of which is Harrie Smolders and Bingo Dupark. We go through a list and make our way down to Peder Fredricson and Al Capone. We will take you through all of those riders momentarily and get some thoughts as well of how those rounds have gone. Let's in fact bring it up for you. These are the riders that will be competing in today's jump-off. Harrie Smolders, former LGCT season champion, two-time LGCT Grand Prix winner this season already. Jack Whitaker and Jack JL, Gerrit Nieberg, Christian Ahlmann, Max Kühner, and Peder Fredricson, all making their way into the jump-off. I thought I counted 7. It is 6, in fact. We have some thoughts from some of those riders as well, and we will have Jana Meyer-Zimmermann joining us for the jump-off. Let's start, though, by getting some thoughts of Christian Ahlmann. These are the thoughts of the German after making it into the jump-off.
Christian, you all seem so unflustered, but there was the odd anxious moment in that round. Where did it seem the most difficult out there today?
Especially with me, I had a very good feeling the first half, and then I could feel the power is leaving a little bit, so we had a few touches here and there, especially the last few fences. So, like I said, first half was very good, second half I was really lucky, so hopefully today is our day.
How did you find the course generally? Everyone said it's big, it's long, we know that. It just seems to keep going and going, but the horse seemed to respond really well.
Yeah, no, we had a lot of rain here the last few days, so the ground is pretty good for that. But when I walked, I thought we have a very big Grand Prix, like you said, big and long. So especially for my horse, he jumped this first 160 Grand Prix today. But luckily and surprisingly, it was very, very good.
You won a few LGCT Grand Prix on the sire of Dagenek's 2000Z Dominator. A nice chance to continue that bloodline's achievements?
Yeah, exactly. He is the very first offspring of Dominator. So, yeah, he was very successful in the global tour and hopefully the son as well.
Christian, good luck for the jump-off.
Thank you very much.
The thoughts of Christian Ahlmann making his way into the jump-off this afternoon. He is one of the 6 riders that has now made it into today's second round. We are joined by the fantastic Jana Meyer-Zimmermann in the studio. Jana, let's talk about today. Welcome to the studio. Before we get into the jump-off and get thoughts and some reaction, talk to me about Iron Dames Dubai de Cedric. Talk to me about your round. What did you think of it today? It looked challenging. It looked difficult, long, big. What was it like for you out there today?
Yeah, shit, I wish I would have been in the jump-off also, of course, and not here sitting with you, which is nice. But yeah, jump-off would have been better, for sure. For me, the course, I was right at the beginning. The course walked tough enough, but still nice to ride, but I think it was very long. And then I had a very unlucky rail to the first jump, and then I was like, okay, what do you do now? Okay, you hurry up. You hurry up. You have a fast horse. You hurry up. Maybe you get a ribbon with one down. Yeah. And I think that's why I made her a little bit flat at the end of the course and then touch one more rail.
How does that early fault shake things up? Because I imagine, of course, it's not according to the plan, but if you get a rail later on, as you say, maybe you keep the control, you keep the rhythm. Does an early rail disrupt the rhythm that you are hoping for? How much does that affect what you want to do? Because a late fall and an early fall, I feel, will probably feel very different for the rider.
Yeah, totally. I mean, confidence-wise, I think an early fall, it's worse. On the other side, if you have the early fall, then you still can hurry up to get a ribbon. If you have the last one down, it's like it's the end of the parcours, so you can't change anything. And for me, I don't know her so well, not even 1 year. So
well, let's talk about that. How is that relationship going? You're right, it's a very new combination. You're still learning each other. How do you feel the work at home is coming about? How are you two getting on with each other?
I mean, I love her. She's kind of a superstar, but she's also like she is. And she used to be her way always, and Julien managed it unbelievable. He's kind of a genius, and I think they also had some time to adapt to each other, and now it's my turn to adapt to her. And I have to say, 2 weeks ago I was in Giron, and Julien was there and could help me a little bit in the warm-up also.
So you still talk to him a little bit about it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah?
I once in a while I ask him.
Because you two are very completely different riders. So you are correct now in saying you have the superstar horse that gets ridden two very different ways. There needs to be some balance, I imagine, and for Dubai now to feel a completely different person, yet still produce good results.
Yeah, I mean, it's on my turn to adapt, and I'm used to produce my horses on my own, so that's my work. I always did it like that. We find 5-year-old, 6-year-old, we bring them up all the way along, and this is a completely new situation for me, and it's exciting. But also it's tough because, of course, you want to show right away that you can compete in a bigger course, but still you don't have the experience how to react in every situation. So I try to adapt on her, but once in a while I also take a wrong decision.
That's so interesting that you say that you are used to developing local horses and now to receive an already established superstar. The difference in approach from a rider, because you're right, this is not someone that you have been working on for years and getting used to one another. So that is a very interesting point that I don't think people would recognize too much. Let's talk about today. We have 6 riders in the jump off from Harrie Smolders, Jack Whitaker, Gerrit Nieberg, Ahlmann, Max Kühner, and Peder Fredricson. Jack Whitaker, the young man in that list. Ahlmann, Max Kühner, Peder Fredricson, Harrie Smolders. There's so much firepower. There's so much experience there. Talk to me about what you see as a jump-off list here.
I mean, I think Harrie, right at the beginning, he will put the others under pressure. So if he will have a clear round, for sure there will be some pressure on the others. From the German side, Christian and Gerrit, they both have a good chance. I love the horse from Gerrit. I mean, everyone loves it because of the color, but it's also jumping amazing. So for sure he will also take a risk. And then Peter and Max at the very end, I mean, they can watch a bit, so they have an advantage.
All right. Did you walk the jump-off course?
No, I mean, I walked it, but not like in meters. I just checked for myself where I could do a short.
All right. Let's bring it up for you. I want you to try and play a commentator now and talk me through how you think this would go. This is the 3D map of what's coming in the jump-off today. If you are to go out there today, and we're a few moments away, give us some ideas, some thoughts of what happens in this jump-off here.
I mean, I think from 1 to 2, it's a little bit of a long way. So it's a big arena anyway. So for sure...
So much distance to cover in between these jumps.
Yes, so you have to open up the stride and you have to take a risk. It's not only about short turns. You have some long distance and you have to let the horse run a little bit. So if you have a big stride, for sure it's an advantage. But then at the end, you still have to keep them up and have them a little bit on the hind leg.
And by now, energy, time, you've spent a lot of energy now. You still have to get back into this final rollback, into the final line as well.
And here it's interesting to see how much risk you will take to the Oxa in the short turn.
There's a lot of questions that will be asked in this jump-off. That music tells us that Harrie Smolders, the first man, is ready to go in this afternoon's second round. The Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Riesenbeck is about 10-15 minutes away from being completed. And it starts with Harrie Smolders, a former Longines Global Champions Tour champion. Let's go and join Harrie Smolders to see what he and Bingo Dupark do to set the pace.
But if he goes clear, whatever the time you feel will offer a challenge to the remaining 5 riders. So, here he comes. Lovely sunny skies now as the crowd settle down to enjoy this jump off. And getting ready, just having a look at the course. Jumping some of the fences the other way round. And they're looking on. Ludger Beerbaum, this is his manner, as they say. But he's watching on as Harrie Smolders is going to begin this jump off. Winding up now. as here he goes. Starting with what was fence 8 first time. This Longines Global Champions Tour fence. Steadily to 9. Then round to a line of fences to fence 4. And he's just beginning to wind it up a bit, coming to the double. This might be a first point to take a timer, and he's around about 19 at the double. Coming round to 6. Then to what was the second part of the double in the first round. Looks as if he's reasonably conservative. He's sort of, as he comes back, and now heading towards the final fence, and he does go clear in 48.78. Feel that is attainable by the remainder, but he wanted to.
Harrie Smolders stops the clock at 48.78. Wonderful when the first rider goes double clear, because it sets the pace, it gets the ball rolling. Quick thoughts on Harrie. You said it didn't look aggressive, but it was a nice, smooth, fast pace.
Yeah, it was very smooth. It looked a bit like he wanted to be clear. I think he didn't took the last risk, and he's hoping for the others to have some faults. That's how it looks like.
Will fences fall? That's the question. 48.78 clear is now the time to beat, set by Harrie Smolders, the first of our 6 jump-off riders. Jack Whitaker and Jack J.L., the next in the ring. Let's go and see if they can beat Harrie Smolders' time. 48.78.
Whitaker dynasty. But Jack has a chance here to maybe secure his first Longines Global Champions Tour victory. Here he comes now, on his way, on a relatively new ride. So how's he approaching it? Just trying to now settle into the rhythm here, coming to this third part of it, now facing the double. It looks like he's taking a more cautious route. He's just a little bit behind Harrie Smolders' time. Will he accelerate over the final part? Looks as if he's being reasonably quiet so far. Will he pick up now, coming to the final 2, into it? Oh, and brushes down, but he's coming to the final fence, and it's just under 50 seconds, but he is clear. Won't be victory, but it's an impressive performance nonetheless from Jack Whitaker. He's got himself another good horse here. Just 11 years of age, this grey. The 2 Jacks. Jack and Jack.
Is that not, Jana, a wonderful lesson in Harrie's rhythm and speed? Because Jack looked as if he was being more aggressive, but the time was actually slower. What does that tell you about Harrie just having that great rhythm throughout the whole round?
Yeah, Harrie was very smooth through the turns. So with Jack, it was a bit like he took some speed, but then he had to collect also a little bit. I mean, the horse jumped amazing, was a super round, but maybe Harrie was also faster than we thought.
All right, well, now the first of 2 Germans back-to-back, Gerrit Nieberg and Christian Ahlmann to come. The time to beat still that of Harrie Smolders, and a double clear at 48.78. Gerrit Nieberg and Ping Pong next in the ring.
For this very likeable 10-year-old who is going to no doubt be a fan favourite, and will be a fan favourite here, particularly not only from a German perspective, but just the striking nature of the horse. But Ping Pong van der Lentemel is on his way. This 10-year-old looks like he's trying to go reasonably quick. Where is he looking? We'll come to the double. We'll see where he is approaching it. Saw about 20. At the moment, he doesn't look like he's going flat out, but now he might look to accelerate just inside. So now approaching the Nexus is, gives that plenty of air. Now just 2 to go, turning back. Does that well, looking at the time. Is he going to be inside Harrie Smolders' time? I think he probably could be, and he is. That was a very smooth round, and cheers ringing around here for Gerrit Nieberg, the 32-year-old.
And we have a new leader. It won't be 3 season wins for Harrie Smolders as Gerrit Nieberg now takes the lead. 46.99. Talk to me about Ping Pong. You've known him for a very long time, haven't you? What are your thoughts?
Yes. I mean, I love that horse. I saw him when he was 7 in the youngster tour, and I mean, he's an eye catcher, but he always jumped unbelievably good. And I'm really happy for this development because I always saw something in him, and now I think he really shows himself as a top 5-star Grand Prix horse. Maybe as a Grand Prix winner.
Let's see. Is there some reaction from Kiss and Cry, I believe? If we have some time, reaction from Gerrit Nieberg's team on the win, or on the clear.
Face. He's got a fun horse to have now, but will he have done enough? There, the icy demeanor of Christian Ahlmann coming in to the arena on Dagenet's 2000 Z. This 11-year-old who is announcing himself on the big stage just now, ready to go. Impassive features of the 50-year-old German getting ready. First one on the Longines Global Champions Tour in 2011. Here he has a chance to win again on this 11-year-old. As I say, it seems to me that it's steady as you go for the first part and then wind up in the latter stages. Going quick enough. Oh, but he's made a mistake. So Gerrit Nieberg stays out in front. As it comes to the next 2 more to go. Not now going flat out. But if he hadn't had that fence down, I'm sure he would have been very competitive indeed. 49.14.
Not to be for Christian Ahlmann, the first, in fact, of the riders to have a fence go down. Talk to us about what happened here in the combination at Longines.
Yeah, I think he took a bit of a risk to the combination and maybe saw his chance to take more risk than the others. But okay, that was also then the fence coming down was maybe then a bit close inside. But yeah, it was a good try. You have to find your ways where you can save some time, but it was, looking back, too much risk.
Now, 2 powerhouses that come, Max Kühner and Peder Fredricson, 2 men that have won everything around the world. The time to beat is 46.99. Gerrit or Max or Peder? Because now, what I want to know is 46.99 safe?
I hope for Gerrit, but I believe Max could be faster.
Okay, EIC coolly jumped the queue. Max Kühner, what a wonderful combination. The time to beat, clear, 46.99.
Crowd transfixed as here he goes. He looks like he's challenging. He's got to keep it together. Looks like he's way up on time. Just steadying into the double. Yes, he's quick. But he's not having to be mad with his lines, but he's just eating up the ground. Oh, but it doesn't matter now because he's had that fence down. And so Gerrit Nieberg will now be watching on anxiously because that is a very quick time, 46.56, and he was able to not go flat out, but
I did not see the rail go down, and I thought now that this was in the bag for Max Kühner. The fault was very light. Oh, the difference between success and failure in the sport, Jana, is a very difficult pill to swallow. That's heartbreaking for Max Kühner because the time was good.
Yeah, he opened up there and then he saw the distance early and it was a good distance, but the horse got a little flat and it's the moment when you touch and then the pole comes down. It could have stayed up also, but it went down, so Let's see.
Now
Last
there
one
is
to come.
now there is a German fairy tale story here that is on the cards, and absolutely everybody here in Riesenbeck in the crowd are hoping. Unfortunately, no one ever wants to have riders with fences down, but they are hoping that Gerrit Nieberg's clear on 46.99 is going to be safe. The only man that can stop that is Peder Fredricson, a former Longines Global Champions Tour season winner, and Al Capone. Clear 46.99. It's Gerrit Nieberg versus Peder Fredricson.
Will he grab the honours here as last to go? Or will it be a German winner? No, he's looking reasonably quick. This will get an indication. Comes into 3, now to the double. Just slightly offline. Looks quick. Is it going to be quick enough? He's just ahead. Reasonably short into this. Accelerates into that fence, and he's still clear. He may be doing enough. Comes to this big upright, takes it. He's got to quicken up, though. He's maybe a little down. It's here on in. He's got a charge now. Has he done enough? The time is 46.99 that he has to beat. Is it going to be inside the time? I don't think it is. We have a German winner, and Gerrit Nieberg can add his name to the Longines Global Champions Tour Roll of Honour.
So, Peder, 2.
Just respond, a brave round.
Amazing round. It's difficult. It's a lot of good riders here, so I'm very happy.
Very happy. Go and welcome the horse. Go and say well done to Peder. Thank you.
Oh, that is a big, big moment. Let's get some thoughts and some reaction. Jana Meyer-Zimmermann still joining us in the studio here. Peder Fredricson and Al Capone, that was really brave. They were very aggressive, and he went for it, which we always want to see in a jump-off. There was no being conservative there at all for Peder.
No, it was a good try. Honestly, I thought he would be slower, but he came close.
What does this mean for Gerrit? What does this mean for the people here in Riesenbeck to have a local man go on to win the show?
Yeah, I think for the crowd, it's very nice, of course. But also for Gerrit. I mean, this is his upcoming superstar. And like I said, it's an eye-catcher. I think it's a horse that everyone likes to see. It's very special. But to prove him as a 5-star Grand Prix winner here in Riesenbeck, also maybe open up a little bit the chance for next year, for the championship, also for the coming Global Tour season. I mean, there are a lot of more Grand Prix, and this horse is ready.
What is a win like this in a Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix do for one's career? How much does this shoot you up when you are able to come here and win a massive class, win on the LGCT stage? What does this kind of do for a rider that can go on and be top of the podium here? How big is the catapult that shoots you up?
I mean, for sure, he took his chance to prove one more time what he is able as a rider, and again with this horse. And also our chef de keep, Otto Becker, is here, so also he will realize how good this pair is.
We spoke a little bit earlier on to Luca Bierbaum and some of the riders that have been in and around the stables for a long time, Henrik von Ackermann, Philipp and Christian, etc. For someone that doesn't ride under Luca Bierbaum, but as a German rider who stays, 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away, what is this location done for the community? What is it like in Germany to have a show like this here in Riesenbeck? What does it mean to the local community to have this arena and these kind of shows take place in a small town like this in Riesenbeck?
I mean, the show has done a lot for Riesenbeck because north of Germany is a famous breeding area, famous horse area for many years. But we are missing a little bit the good shows. It's hard to keep them in our area. It's a lot of in Belgium, in Holland. So for us, it's really important to have also one more top 5-star event here. And I think when you look the crowd now, it's very positive that we have this show, and it's a great venue. I mean, the facilities, the warm-up, you have 2 rings.
It's such a family feel. That's what I think, Jana. If I come here and we have the wonderful blessing of going to so many beautiful shows all around the world, and when I come here and I walk through and I see parents with children. I see ice creams and beers and dogs and families, and it just gives me that feel of a traditional countryside horse show where everybody and the grandmother comes as well, and horse lovers just come to sit and watch superb show jumping. That, for me, at least, is the atmosphere that I get from Riesenbeck, and that is something that I really enjoy, is that family atmosphere, and I think that's what it does really well.
I mean, also, you have the breeders, you know, you have the youngster, you have not only the biggest classes, you have also some smaller classes. So you have families that come to watch maybe also their children. And I find it's really important to have also the breeders and the horse owners on the side, that you can involve them a little bit, see how the horses are doing, see how the modern sport is.
When do we see you again? We have a couple shows coming up now in very quick succession. There's New York in a few days' time, Vienna, Rome, Rabat, Riyadh.
You will see me in Vienna.
In Vienna.
Yes,
all right. We look
I'm excited for that.
We look forward. I believe it's going to be a magical show. We look forward to seeing you in Vienna. Take a nice, easy drive for 2 hours and get home later on this afternoon with your lovely family. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
And we see more of you, absolutely. Jana Meyer-Zimmermann joining us in the studio today, giving us some wonderful insights and thoughts, guiding us through the jump-off. The big news to come out of Riesenbeck today is that Gerrit Nieberg has gone on to win the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. He is the champion. We will hear from Peder Fredricson in second place, Harrie Smolders in third place, and then we will go on and see the podium celebration in a few moments' time. Gerrit will come and join us in the studio as well to get some thoughts from the champion. So stay with us. A lot more reaction from today's victory coming up. Oh, what a dramatic, exciting close. Whenever a national hero, a local rider can win on home soil, it always makes the story fascinating. And that's exactly what has happened here with Gerrit Nieberg winning the 2025 Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Riesenbeck. Thank you very much to Jana Meyer-Zimmermann, getting some wonderful thoughts, some lovely reaction from her throughout that jump-off. Let's show you then the results today, how things finish with Gerrit winning in first place, but then how does the rest of the podium look as Peder Fredricson finishes in second place? Been quite some time since we've seen Peder Fredricson in and around an LGCT podium. Wonderful to have the veteran back. Harrie Smolders, already a two-time winner in 2025 and a former season champion, once again on the podium. What a season this is proving to be for Harrie Smolders, this time on Bingo du Parc. Jack Whitaker, the young man, will feel as if he had a really good weekend this weekend here in Riesenbeck. Jack JL jumping a double clear. He could not ask for more. Max Kühner, the defending champion, and EIC coolly jumped the queue, finishing with a fence down in front of Christian Ahlmann, and Dabanix going on to have 4 as well. Kühner and Ahlmann, the two Shanghai Swans team members from the Global Champions League, now finishing back-to-back in the Longines Global Champions Tour. It is all about Gerrit Nieberg and ping pong and Peder Fredricson and Harrie Smolders, who make up the rest of the podium. We get some more rider reaction, by the way, coming up in a few moments' time. We will also wait for the podium to be built. It's going to be just over our shoulder here. In fact, you're going to start to see it already. They're going to build this podium right in front of the VIP tent. That's just to my right-hand side here. And there will be the fireworks and the champagne and everything that comes with a LGCT Grand Prix victory. Yet another wonderful, wonderful performance here from the Ludger Biedebaum team in Riesenbeck. Let's show you the head-to-head between Peder Fredricson and Gerrit Nieberg to show you how he got over the line.
The difference.
Here we see the head-to-head between the two riders, Peder Fredricson on the right-hand side, Gerrit Nieberg on the left. And here you can already see the very, very remarkable looking Gerrit Nieberg on the left-hand side with ping pong getting into that triple combination. And ironically, it's Peder Fredricson that gets over that first fence first. But it's Gerrit Nieberg that eventually makes up the time. They have the roll back, and now all of a sudden it looks as if it's a straight shootout. Peder Fredricson at this time again making that jump quicker. But now it's the aggressive turn, and from here, where and how then does Ping Pong get slightly ahead to eventually finish just slightly quicker? 46.99 versus 48.17. It's victory for Gerrit Nieberg, and unfortunately for Peder Fredricson, it means that he will finish in second place and will not just yet earn himself a spot in the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix. Let's talk about the man whose Chaco's Girl Star today was running up and around. Emmanuel Camille joins us in the studio as we see some pictures, some reaction of Gerrit Nieberg. Talk to me about how today was. It looked like a tough afternoon.
Oh yes, it was. The course looks really big, really difficult. And I have to say that my mare jumped fantastic, but I didn't ride as good.
What was the challenge here today? I mean, you say it looked big, it's always going to look big, but this one felt as if even the distance between the fences looked like it takes a lot of energy. You needed to be super, super rhythm. What made it so difficult out here?
Yeah, I think that the last line was particularly difficult because you have an option to head a stride, but there was a big triple bar. And then after that, you have two really tall verticals, which caused a lot of mistakes.
Talk to me about Chaco's Girl Star. I can see that you get happy when the name comes up. I know that you have a huge amount of love for this mare. Talk to me about her. What makes her so special?
She is just a pure athlete. So she just wanted to win every time she goes in the ring. And she's so careful and really, really special mare.
What did you think of the jump off?
To be honest, I didn't watch it because I had a problem in the stable, so I just was in the stable. Unfortunately, I couldn't. I will watch it tonight.
When I show you the results of Gerrit Nieberg, then finishing in front of names like Peder Fredricson, Harrie Smolders, Max Kühner, Christian Ahlmann, this is a superb performance from Gerrit Nieberg. What kind of a rider is he? Do you know him at all?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, he's a fantastic rider, and he already proved with this horse to be in super form. He was really good in Aachen, and he's. Was nothing unexpected.
When do we see you again on the Longines Global Championships?
I think Vienna.
In Vienna? It seems to be a very popular show. A lot of people are very excited about coming to Vienna. Emanuele, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We see you again in Vienna. We are ready for the podium celebration. As you can see, just over our shoulder, the riders are coming through. Gerrit Nieberg, Peder Fredricson and Harrie Smolders ready for their champagne and their first, second and third place finishes. Let's go off and join the podium celebration.
Just 10 years of age. How good must that feel for Gerrit Nieberg and his team? Moving forward, and then we'll move to the podium as the others come forward, and then they'll go to the podium to receive the trophies. Grooms on hand, but well done to Gerrit as they move forward to the presentation podium. And coming forward to go to the third spot is Harrie Smolders coming forward, and Peder Fredricson threw down the gauntlet but just couldn't keep the momentum going in that jump off just towards the end. It's where our winner accelerated to come out on top, to win by 1.18 seconds, and listen to the cheers as they ring round here in Riesenbeck for Gerrit Nieberg. With friends and family on hand, big cheers, and I'm sure it will feel a pretty emotional moment for the 32-year-old. And why not savour that winning feeling? Here's time for the national anthem. Looking quite emotional. It's going to be an emotional few days for Gerrit Nieberg. He's getting married next week as well, so he must be feeling pretty good at the moment. And coming forward to get the third place trophy is to be handed to Harrie Smolders. Another podium finish for the Dutch rider. And coming forward, Jan Top stepping forward to present Peder Fredricson with his second place trophy. But this will feel good. Being congratulated there is our winning rider, and just congratulating Harrie Smolders as well. But to receive the top spoils, first of all receiving a watch, the Longines watch, but it's Ludger Beerband, one of the father figures of the sport, celebrating, handing the trophy over to one of the young guns of German show jumping, Gerrit Nieberg. What a moment for him. What a few days it will be for him, as he's getting married next week. So it couldn't be better moment for the young man, and that's why he looks quite emotional standing on the podium here in Riesenbeck. A victory that he will never forget. He's getting, I'm sure there will be plenty of these photographs in his house in future as he celebrates his first Longines Global Champions Tour victory. And now he's going to get wet, and the old boys are going to make sure that he's still got to learn how to open a bottle of champagne to get, because he's been caught napping there. But he can enjoy the moment and get ready for his lap of honor here, which I'm sure will be loudly acclaimed. Yes, he was slow off the mark with the, but maybe the more he does these podium finishes, he will get used to doing that. But here is the standings, with Gilles Thomas out in front. Christian Kukuk goes up ahead of Andreas Scholl and Simon Deleuze, Michael van der Vleuten. Max Kühner going up as a result of getting through to that jump off, up into 6th. Harrie Smolders is now into 9th, following that excellent finish here, climbing up the tables. Improvements for Marcus Enning and Christian Ahlmann. Christian Ahlmann finishing 6th in that jump-off. So that's how the standings look as we head on to our next leg, which we stop on the Longines Global Champions Tour in New York next week. Should be a fascinating week. New York taking center stage on the sporting stage on the global scale, not only with the show jumping coming into town the following week. There'll be the Ryder Cup, but here it's going to be all about celebrating Gerrit Nieberg's success on the Longines Global Champions Tour, the 11th event on this global calendar. And he won't mind how wet he feels. And he's going to go on his lap of honor. Here he goes. And the cheers are going to ring round from this enthusiastic and knowledgeable. So it's Gerrit Nieberg being clapped on his lap of honor with his wonderful horse, Ping Pong van der Lintermel, celebrating a landmark victory. Wonderful. As I say, next week it's off to New York, but today the young German is celebrating.
The most striking looking horse in the jump-off goes on to finish on top of the podium. Still only 10 years old, and Gerrit Nieberg's Ping Pong, that is currently busy doing a lap of honor right now inside this beautiful grass ring in Riesenbeck, is receiving all of the applause that you would imagine. Coming again for a second lap, in fact. You'll see it coming around the corner now. What a beautiful, beautiful image here in Germany for Gerrit Nieberg and this 10-year-old gelding who, as you can see just over my shoulder, let's try go wide and show you, because here Gerrit Nieberg and Ping Pong are about to come. What a wonderful combination. There we go. There's Ping Pong across your screen. Gerrit Nieberg will be joining us in a few moments' time. We'll get some reaction as well from the rest of the podium, by the way. Peder Fredricson and Harrie Smolders will be giving Dan Strange some reaction shortly. And then we will have the champion of Riesenbeck 2025 in the studio in a few moments' time. That also means, just FYI, not only is this a magnificent victory for Gerrit Nieberg, but this also means that a Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix golden ticket has now been updated. Let's take you through that list then to show you what started in Doha in the very beginning of the season. It was a double, back-to-back wins for Abdel Said and Bonnie back in Doha in the state of Qatar. That was the first golden ticket to be earned. We just saw Emanuele Kimeli a few moments ago. He was able to win in Mexico. What a performance that was from the Italian to bring up the second Scott Brash in Shanghai. Well, what a season Scott Brash has had in 2025, going on to win in Shanghai as we return there. Yoli Mitlineo in Madrid. What an incredible performance that was. Her first ever Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix win as she won. Look at that celebration, what it meant to her. Harrie Smolders, the season that is turning out to be magnificent for the Dutchman. The first of two victories. The first winning in Cannes. Of course, that meant that a second victory later went to a different rider. Ken Farrington winning in Ramachuel, Saint-Tropez, the American, adding his list to the Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix later this year. From Ramachuel, Saint-Tropez and Ken Farrington, the party moved on to Paris. Gilles Thomas, the young Belgian who leads the championship, is the favorite for the title, goes on to win in Paris and pick up his ticket there. Well, in Monaco, Simon Delestre, a man who is still very much involved in that championship hunt, goes on to win in Monaco. What a massive payday that was for the Frenchman as he went on to go and win there. Christian Kukuk in London. He was up against Ben Mayer in that jump-off, breaking British hearts, as it was the German rider who was go on to be victorious in London and pick up his Longines Global Champions to a Super Grand Prix ticket. Because of the victory of Harrie Smolders and Valkenswaard, that golden ticket then goes to Nicolas Philippaerts. The Belgian will now be off to the GC playoffs in Prague at the end of the year. Good second place finish for him, enough to secure his tickets to the LGCT Super Grand Prix. And that brings us to the current time. Gerrit Nieberg in Riesenbeck puts his name on that write-up. He puts his name on that start list. And with a couple stages still to go, that is going to grow even more now as we move further and further down the season. Let's get some thoughts then from the third place. Harrie Smolders standing by with Dan Strange.
Podium in the LGCT again. How do you feel after that? You did everything you could, it seemed.
Yeah, I'm super pleased with Bingo. He stepped up, he jumped even better, and very solid round. As first to go in is never easy, but I had a very solid round, and thank you. And I think it was not much more possible for me today. I'm very happy with the third place.
Luca Beerbaum just saying well done to you. All the riders seemed to be very sensible with how they took their horses. Technical course again in the jump-off.
Yeah, with tall verticals. You see also it was possible probably to go faster, but you had to pay that off with a fault. Yeah.
Obviously the season for you, you're well over 100 points to the season now. Where do we see you next? What's the plan?
The plan is I go to Vienna with Monaco, and we take it from there, probably Rome. I'm not sure. I need to evaluate what I do with Bingo. Next plan again, but the next stop is definitely Vienna.
Harrie, thanks for your time and well done this weekend.
Thank you. You're welcome.
The response and the thoughts of Harrie Smolders are ready to LGCT Grand Prix wins in 2025 and already a Longines Global Champions to a Super Grand Prix golden ticket winner himself. Harrie Smolders very satisfied and very happy with the performance of Bingo du Parc as he goes on to get yet another Longines Global Champions Tour podium finish. An incredible performance and a wonderful double clear from the Dutchman. Speaking of that podium finish, let's continue to then get some reaction. Let's now hear from second place. This is Peder Fredricson.
Peder, it's great to have a legend back on the Longines Global Champions Tour. Your last podium 2023. How does it feel to be back on the podium?
Oh, it's great to be back. Really nice.
Today, you just didn't quite have enough. You had a fall in the warm-up. Obviously, a good response to that.
Yeah, my horse tripped and I fell off. It wasn't too bad, but I could start one rider later, and my horse was okay, so that was fine.
You've won a lot. Today, it was a youngster's chance to get there, go at the top of the podium. Give some words on Gerrit's performance.
Gerrit is a fantastic rider. I think he really brings out the best of the horses he rides, and I'm really happy for his win today.
So what's the plan for you now, looking ahead for the rest of the season?
I'll do Vienna in 2 weeks, and then I go to Rabat, is the plan.
Well done, stay and see you there.
Thank you.
How wonderful to have Peder Fredricson back on a Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix podium. A wonderful performance from himself and Al Capone to finish in second place, defeated by one man and one man only. A local hero celebrated by those in attendance here in the Riesenbeck International. I wanted to offer Gerrit Nieberg a beer to celebrate. He only has to deal with water. What did you say when I offered you a beer?
I had enough champagne already, but mostly on my back. So.
Oh, Gerrit, what a wonderful day this must be for you. Try and take me through the emotions that you are experiencing right now.
Exactly, it's difficult to find the right words right now. I'm more than happy with him, how he jumped everything the first round already, and then the second round or the jump off. I was not counting at all with this, to be honest. I just want to deliver 1, 2 smooth, nice, clear rounds. but that it would be enough for the win today, and was not counting at all with this.
When did it start to become realistic for you? Because if I think about it, you were relatively early to go, third to go. There's still, after you, Ahlmann, Max Kühner, Peder Fredricson. No rider in the world sees that coming and thinks, well, this is my time. Were you watching very closely? Were you hiding away? How do you react when these riders follow up?
Okay, I saw the first two on the screen a little bit on the warm-up, but it was difficult to say if they were like really quick or not. So I just tried to do everything right. And then I was, of course, watching the other three behind me, and then, Christian had one down, and then luckily it was fast enough.
I had Jana Meyer-Zimmermann in the studio a little bit earlier on, and she had so much to say about ping pong. One of her favorites, she describes, and says that has known ping pong for quite some time, apparently. Talk to me about ping pong, because not only is it striking to watch in action, but I want to know more about character, more about behavior. How would you describe ping pong?
He's like the easiest horse at all from my horses. He's such a clever, intelligent horse, which makes my job also a little bit easier, to be honest. And it's such a pleasure to work with him every day at home, and especially on the shows when he wants to do everything right. He's doing everything what I ask for.
Asking questions about character. Here's a question of social media. What would ping pong say to you if ping pong could talk now after winning an LGCT Grand Prix? That's maybe more insight into the character as well. I want to know what that relationship is like.
Maybe would say that, finally you did a good job and that we were able to win.
You finally did your job. Yeah. Ping pong's been doing his job the entire time.
Exactly.
Talk to me about jumping here. We mentioned earlier on today the word expectation. And I don't enjoy the word pressure in the world of sport. Everyone deals with it every day. But expectation is different. When you are jumping on home soil, when all of these German fans are shouting for yourself and the other German compatriots, Ahlmann, etc., when you come out in front of a home crowd in a show that is in Germany, what does that do, the weight of that expectation on your shoulders?
To be honest, I just try to stick on my plan. But for sure, it's even more special, especially now when it's so close to home and there's so many from my family, from my friends. Of course, you know it, and then especially then you want to do good. But like I said, I try to stick to my plan, just focus on me and my horse, and then don't think about the other things around too much.
Talk to us about the jump off. Where was that moment that you feel was the area? Because we watched their head-to-head, and ironically, it looked as if Peder was ahead of it for quite some time. It was only right towards the end, on the final rollback into that line, where you seemed to come in front. Give us your thoughts on it, because the head-to-head tells a story that it looked as if it was all going to be Peder Fredricson. How did you then, in that last few moments, just get ahead?
I didn't see it, so, but I think that I had a good shot to the second last with the Oxer after the green vertical. Maybe there I got a good shot, and then also a nice shot to the last. Probably then somewhere between the start and finish line I got the time.
A young, exciting man. What do you think winning on the Longines Global Champions Tour does for your career? What kind of springboard can this be for you? Kind of a catapult can this be for you now going into 2026 and beyond?
Exactly. It's definitely my highlight of the year so far. And it's also, I mean, he's 10. He's quite unexperienced on this level. So I'm just like try to do my job as good as possible, and then we see what the season holds for us. And next year.
I'll tell you what the season holds for you already now, and I know there's a lot that's been happening in the last 20 minutes for you, but what's happening for you now in the season is you've now bought yourself entry into the Longines Global Champions to a Super Grand Prix. It's the biggest ticket in the world of show jumping. You will now come to the GC Prague playoffs later on this year. Have you even begun to think about what it's going to be like to jump in a Longines Global Champions to a Super Grand Prix with the champions of the year?
Not really, to be honest. I was also not thinking about it. And just I heard it like 10 minutes ago that we also qualified now for the Super Cup. So I'm more than happy for it, and just like try to enjoy the day, and then we make new plans.
What is the plan for tonight? Hopefully some drinks, a dinner, something. Is there something that will
probably yes. I mean, the owner from the horse was also here.
Wonderful.
So I think, I hope that she's also happy, and then we'll probably have some nice dinner today.
I think that she and many other people will be very, very happy with this. Thank you very much for today. We appreciate having you in the studio. Congratulations. When do we see you again on the Longines Global Champions Tour? Unless it's only going to be
soon, latest in Prague, maybe.
Okay, well then listen, it is the most incredible show to be a part of, and we look forward to having you there. Enjoy tonight, enjoy the celebrations. You and Ping Pong were outstanding today. And to everyone here, to all the Germans in particular that have been in the Riesenbeck watching Gerrit Nieberg go on to win today with that incredibly beautiful 10-year-old gelding, as Ping Pong now is victorious, beating out a very impressive jump-off field. Today, 2025 in the Riesenbeck belongs to this man, as he now is crowned champion. And as we point out, will now participate in the upcoming Longines Global Champions Tour Super Grand Prix in Prague later on this year. What a magical moment for him, and hopefully a lot of celebration as well. Let's show you the current rankings as well. What does this then do for the likes of Gilles Thomas, who was not here in Germany this weekend? Christian Kuckuck making up some ground, and the rest will hopefully try and catch Gilles Thomas as well. Andreas Skau now in third, a handful of points behind Christian Kuckuck. Simon de Lestre, after hiccups in Valkenswaard and hiccups in London, now makes up some points once more. He goes on to move into fourth place. Michael van der Vleuten makes up some ground, as does Max Kühner, the defending LGCT champion, now into sixth. Scott Brash, Peder Fredricson, Harrie Smolders coming inside the top 10 as well, as Natalie Dean now drops down to 10th place. It has been a wonderful weekend in Riesenbeck. Always good to come back here. We'd like to thank, of course, everyone for putting together such a wonderful show. We have a couple of days rest and then fly stateside as we get forward to the next stage. And what a monster stage that is going to be as we head over to the United States of America, head over to New York. We hope that you'll join us then for stage 12 of the Longines Global Champions Tour. Thank you for joining us in Riesenbeck, and we'll see you again in New York City. Bye-bye.
The world's greatest show jumpers will go head-to-head in New York. Against the backdrop of the city that never sleeps, the competition reaches new heights. Riders and horses face an electrifying challenge in this iconic city. With the title on the line, a champion will be crowned. And the race for ultimate victory is tighter than ever. Experience the Longines Global Champions Tour of New York from September 19th to the 21st.